What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm gonna hit up just a few of my favorite stores within my area. So we're gonna go to some thrifts, we're gonna go to Burlington, and I might even go back to Goodwill as well. So if you guys are interested in these type of videos, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get into it.
Alright, y'all, so we are in Marshall, so I'm gonna just kind of show you guys some of the shoes that they had in the store this day. If you guys didn't know, Marshall's had like a yellow tag sale going on for a little while. I really didn't catch too many deals in there because this Marshall's usually doesn't have that many good shoes, but I still try to come in here as often as possible just because you never know. It's kind of like the thrift store. They're restocking all the time, so you really never know. This was a pair of Alpha Boost. I've sold several pairs of these that I picked up from Burlington in the past. These were just size 14s, and the size 14s, I think they had a few of those already listed on eBay, and they were going for like 70 to 80 bucks. So for that purchase price, it just didn't make any sense. This was a clean pair of New Balances here. They were 50 bucks. I just had to make sure I picked up the right sizes in those. They had a few, but only a couple sizes made sense to pick up. I'm just trying to be really strategic with the purchases that I'm making nowadays. But I did pick up those New Balance traces. As you guys can see, it had just a lot of basic shoes in here, some that wouldn't bring in any real money. But then these are the shoes that I actually did find that I'm gonna have to do some more research on. Here was a pair of New Balance boots. It looked like some like high top trail running shoes. And then these really clean pair of 574s. They had a few pairs of these, and there was a couple other resellers in the store, so I just grabbed up all three and put it to the side, and just in case somebody tried to scoop up the stuff that I needed. This is a brand to be on the lookout for if you guys are ever in the thrifts. This is a pair of Todd loafers. Todds don't necessarily sell super fast, but they usually do bring in some decent profit, so be on the lookout for those. Just $1.99 was way too much. Now this is probably one of the better shoes that I was able to find. A pair of New Balance made in England 577s. They were only 40 bucks, and after checking the comps on eBay, it was looking pretty strong, so I definitely wanted to grab these up. They had I think about 4 or 5 pairs of those, so I just grabbed all of them up and just headed out of Marshall's. So now we are in Burlington, and I actually picked up this same exact jacket from Ross maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I remember picking this up a long time ago, and it sold for like $80 at that time. I think I even featured it in a What Sold video. So I'm definitely going to grab this one up again because this one is a size small. I think the one I sold was a size large. So we'll see if this one brings in the same amount of profit. Sometimes comps change after a few months, so we'll see how that one goes. Now I'm in the shorts section, and these shorts are really fire. I'm thinking about picking them up for myself. The thing is, I just don't need any shorts I don't need anything, honestly. So even though I really do like these shorts, after checking the comps, they were selling for like 40 bucks. And since the purchase price was $16.99, I don't think it really made much sense for me to try to flip those. Same thing with these shorts. I also like these shorts just to wear to the gym. But like I said before, $16.99, and they were selling on eBay for anywhere between like 40, and I even seen some sales for like 30 bucks. Keep in mind, people aren't necessarily buying a ton of shorts right now, so it might be a better hold for the summer, but I'm not trying to hold too many items and wait for the summer to make 15 bucks. So I just put those back. Next was this Champion sweater. I had to do the research on this one as well because I know Champion sweaters, people are picking these up, but for 15 bucks, I just had to, do some research, but definitely still a solid brand because people are really still picking up Champion now. Here we got a pair of Doc Martens. I believe these are for women. I think these are the Doc Marten Plazas. These are actually on clearance, so I definitely had to check the comps on those, but the comps were kind of weak, so I put those back. These were a really clean pair of Janoski golf shoes. Now I've sold a few pairs of these in the past from Ross, and I think I spent maybe $29 on these in Ross, but they were 25 bucks here, so I definitely had to scoop these up, and these should sell for I'm thinking maybe 60 to 70 bucks. We'll see. This was a really clean pair of Wolverine boots. This isn't my first time finding Wolverine boots in Burlington, but the thing is, the last pair of Wolverine 1,000-mile boots that I found, they took like 6 months to sell. So I like Wolverine. I know other people like Wolverine boots as well, but I don't know why it took so long. But hopefully these sell a little faster because I don't want to wait 6 months. And here we go with another pair. I think the other pair was a size 11. This one was the size 10 and a half. As you guys can see, that other pair had some minor scuffs. This one had some minor scuffs as well, but for only $30, I could easily just use an eraser and just kind of get rid of some of these little stains on these boots, and they should bring in at least $100. So now I'm in a different Burlington here. I had to go to one that was closer to my house, and I came across a pair of Air Max 1 golf shoes in University Blue. If you guys follow the channel, I was here a couple of days ago and I picked up the same pair but for women in a different colorway. So I picked that other pair up, and I'm gonna pick this pair up as well. Then they had this all white pair of golf shoes, and I made a mistake last year and I picked up like 6 pairs of those from Ross because they was $20 and they took forever to sell, and I think I sold them for like 40. So it was not a complete waste because I still made a little bit of change, but definitely not going to be picking those up. And here was a pair of these are called like Huarache lacrosse cleats. I'm pretty sure people would probably wear this and play football in them too, but for $20, can't go wrong with that. It should sell for at least at the very least $60. So I'm definitely taking a chance on those. And this was just a pair of Huaraches for women. Anytime I see these, I always have to do the research because some colorways sell better than others. This particular colorway just wasn't really hitting that well. So for that reason, I went to Goodwill. As you guys know, I said I'm going to try to incorporate Goodwill a little more into my videos because Goodwill has some stuff sometimes. Keep in mind their prices are outrageous 95% of the time, but you never know. So this is a good brand for you guys to be on the lookout for. I didn't end up picking this up, even though it was only $10. And keep in mind, I said only $10, but these A Solo boots, for some reason, I couldn't find the size tag in them. So if you guys ever come across this brand, make sure the size tag is actually in it. Drop a comment if you guys know where the size tag should be. But I've sold A Solo boots in the past, and the size tag was usually right on the tongue. But those boots, if I could have found the tag, those probably could have sold for maybe $70-$80. But if it doesn't have the size tag, I don't know how to sell it without it. So that's just something I had to put back. Vionic is another pretty decent brand, but you know they're asking $25, so we had to put those back. And then this was another pair of Vans, but they were asking $10, and these were a little too beat up. I've been buying brand new Vans in the box for $10, so had to leave those alone. But drop a comment if you guys see any shoes that I probably missed. By the time I go back to the Goodwill, it'll probably be gone. But still drop a comment, you know, just be engaged, let me know what's going on. But this was a pair of Kangol boots, but as you guys can see, it was kind of crumbling. It was a little dusty on my fingers, so I just had to leave those there. And they were asking like $25 for those, so I definitely had to put those back. But sometimes I've come into this Goodwill and I've seen people pick up some really clean boots and some really, you know, some good shoes, but they're usually just super pricey in here. And this was a pair of Stacey Adams dress shoes. This isn't a brand to necessarily be on the lookout for, but it caught my attention, so I had to pick it up really quick. But this is a brand that you guys should know about. This is a boot brand called Vask. I've sold this brand in the past. Even if it was pretty rough condition, I still sold them. But for $20, it was just way too much. But this is definitely a good brand to be on the lookout for. Even if it's beat up, you can still flip it for like $60 to $70. So if you can find it for, you know, $5-6, pick that up all day long. Just another quick example of how Goodwill is tripping with these prices. Look at these cooked Air Max 90s for $18. No shoelaces, nothing.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
As you guys can see, this is why I don't come to Goodwill often, but I'm trying to, practice some patience and just try to be consistent. But this was another pair of A Solo boots that I came across. They're asking $20 for this one, but once again, no size tag was in here. So I don't know if other people, maybe they measure them by the bottom and sell it that way, or maybe A Solo boots, they just have the size tag somewhere else. But like I said earlier, drop a comment if you guys know something about A Solo boots and where the size tag should be. So one big thing that I'm starting to check more often in these trips to the thrifts is just the bag section, because some leather bags sell for a ton of profit. And that was a Chaps, kind of like a messenger bag, but it was Chaps and it was $25. But this bag definitely grabbed my attention. As you guys can see, it's a really rich brown leather, and the leather was really firm. Even though it did have some minor scratches, it just screamed quality to me. And just looking at it, it only had one strap, so I'm assuming it was more like a shoulder bag or even like a saddle bag. But the brand of this one was from Levenger, and it said made in England. So hopefully, since it's made in England, I'm hoping that it's, can bring in some more profit.
Alright y'all, so we are back in the crib, so let me just show you guys what I picked up really quickly. Didn't grab a ton of stuff, but I got some decent things to fill up the store, and that will bring in some decent profit. So first up, we grabbed this pair of Huarache lacrosse cleats, and these were only 20 bucks, and I seen the comps, and these were selling for as high as about 70 bucks. I seen some sell in maybe late November, early December. Those were selling for a little more, like around 80, but I'm just gonna list mine kind of conservatively right around 65 to 70 bucks, and we'll see how they do. And these were a size 11.5, and I told you guys before 11.5 used to be kind of like a tougher size in my opinion, but now since I sell so many size 11.5s, I just pick it up every time I see them. Next up, we got this pair of Nike Air Max 1 with the golf bottoms, and these were only 30 bucks, and the comps on these were really strong. I seen some people had these listed for as high as like 120 to 130, but I'm gonna list mine on the lower end mainly because this is a tougher size. This one is a size 8.5, and 8.5 usually doesn't sell for as much as like a 10 or a 10.5 or even like a 9.5 would. So I'm probably gonna list mine somewhere above 100 bucks just so I can save that money on fees, but I don't expect to get 120 for this size 8.5. Next up, we got this really dope Nike sportswear jacket, and I sold this same jacket in the past. I think I sold maybe 2 or 3 of these in different colors as well. The previous ones were larger sizes. I think one was a large and one was a medium, and this one I found was in a size small. So we'll see how this one does. Hopefully I should get somewhere around 70 to 80 bucks for this jacket, but I'm pretty sure this one will sell pretty soon because these jackets are super popular right now, especially with the NSW tape across the sleeves. Next up, I picked up 2 pairs of these Wolverine boots. One was in like a really kind of rougher leather, and the other one was like a nice smoother suede, and both of them did have some minor scuffs and some little minor wear and tear stains on them, but I should easily be able to get these out, especially with a white eraser. I just didn't get to it yet, but before I actually list these, I'll make sure that these look as good as possible. And the good thing is that these were only 30 bucks, and the surprising thing is that the comparable value on these were only like, what did it say, $64 on these in terms of comparable value. So at the end of the day, I never really trust the comparative value on some of these discount stores because for them I think they just kind of make it up, and sometimes you will see a really high comparable value, and then when you try to flip it online it just has no real resale market, and then other times it's the complete opposite. So for both of these boots, I'm gonna list them on the higher end, maybe like around 100 to maybe 110, and we'll see how they do. But for a $30 investment on both, can't go wrong with that. Next up was this really dope saddle bag from Levenger, and this one said made in England, so that's the bigger reason why I picked this one up, especially since the leather quality looks so great on this one. And I only seen one sold in the last like maybe 3 months, but at the end of the day that one sold for 70 bucks. So I'm gonna list mine right around that $70 mark as well, and since I only spent 10 bucks on this bag, this one should be a good flip. And next up, we got some really dope New Balances that I picked up from Marshalls, and these were only 40 bucks, and I didn't see a ton of sales in this one either. The majority of the sales that I seen in this one actually sold overseas for 100 plus, so I decided to just take a chance on these, especially since they were 40 bucks. I figured I should at least be able to get maybe $100 for these, but at the end of the day, this is a really dope colorway, but it's more like a spring summer colorway, so I might actually have to sit on these for a little while until they sell, but this is definitely a shoe that I would rock myself, so I figured I might as well take a chance on these. And they had a few pairs in these, so I grabbed all 11 sizes that they had over the course of 2 days, so definitely worth the investment to me. And last but certainly not least, we got this pair of New Balance 577s, and these are in the Harajuku colorway, and I picked these up because these were only $40 as well, and I was only able to grab up 3 pairs of these, but the comps on eBay and on GOAT were really strong. These were selling for like right around 120 to 110 on eBay and on GOAT, so I'm probably going to put these up on GOAT as well, and hopefully those will be some of my first sales on GOAT because I'm definitely trying to be more active on that platform as well, so definitely be on the lookout for more content about GOAT as a whole. But this was definitely one of my favorite pickups of the day, and hopefully I can come across some more pairs on these because like I did with those other New Balances, the first day I was able to grab up about 3 pairs, then the next day they brought in like another 7 or 8, so I just grabbed up all of those as well. And today I was only able to grab up 3 pairs, but hopefully if I go back later within the week, I should be able to grab up some more pairs of these because in my opinion, I think these will fly off the shelves. Alright y'all, that's all I have for today's video, so if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget about the new t-shirts in green. If you guys are interested, make sure you guys use code consistency10 for 10% off your order. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.